Hello and welcome. In this lecture, we will make use of the Firebase UI auth package. Now remember, the reason we had earlier added it is because we want to easily manage user authentication. Now to make use of it, back to our editor, within the lib folder, we can create a new folder, and first of all, we can create a folder called vendor. Now, the reason we created a folder called vendor is because in the future, we will combine our customers app and our vendors app to become one. And in order to have a clear separation between the customer files and the vendor files, we have to do this. Now, within the vendor folder, we can create a new folder called views. Then within the views folder, we can create a new folder called art and sorry, not file, but folder and new folder called art. Then within the art folder, we can then create a file called vendor underscore art underscore screen. Then their section is dot. We can go ahead and create a stateful widget and vendor art screen, and we have to import the material.dat package. Import. Then instead of returning a container or whatever widgets you may have, we can get rid of it. And we want to return a widget which you have not seen before. It is known as stream builder, and get rid of this because we want to take things light. And we can give Flutter more description about what we are trying to do. So we can say user and okay, now we have to import the user. Now the user is coming from the Firebase auth, alight and use control and dot. And over here, we can add a correction mark in case there is no user. Remember, the correction mark simply means it can be null. That is, this user can be null in case there is no user. Now within the stream builder, there is a property known as stream. And what we want to do is we want to check if the user is logged in or not. To do this, we can simply say Firebase auth, then .instance, then .all state changes. This will check if the user is logged in or signed in or not. Now again, within the stream builder, there is a property known as initial data. And for the initial data, we want to get our current logged in user. To do this, we have to say Firebase auth dot instance then dot current user. Okay, now within the stream builder there is another property known as builder, which will basically tell how we want to place our widget. Now the builder will take into property the context and snapshot. The snapshot is referring to the data we have in our database. We had your semicolon. Now we want to check to see if we have data or not. So where we can have if statement, we can say if snapshot dot as data, meaning there is a login user or there is a sign-in user. And what we can also do is we can do the reverse by adding the not check over here. So we are saying not snapshot as data, it means there is no data. Then what we want to do is to return something known as sign-in screen. Now the sign-in screen is coming from the Firebase UI auth package. You can see how powerful this Firebase UI auth package is. We did not create any screen called sign-in screen, but it is coming from the Firebase UI auth. And add this. Now within the sign-in screen, there is a property known as providers, and then we want to allow users to be able to sign in using their email and password. So there is a property known as email auth provider. And now we have this error because within the Firebase auth, there is something relating to this. And since at the same time we are importing the Firebase auth, and also we are importing the Firebase auth package, and also we are importing the Firebase UI auth package. It conflicts with each other. So what we can do is we can hide the email auth provider from the Firebase auth. So basically, it will look for the email auth provider from the Firebase UI auth and not from Firebase auth. Okay, hopefully you understand. To do this, we have to say hide. So what the hide will do is it will basically exclude what we have. So we can say email auth provider. So it will exclude the email auth provider, and it will look for the email auth provider from the Firebase UI auth instead. Okay, and this is a list. You can see it is a list, so it can take in more than one provider. So what we need is a comma, and else we want to return a test widget. And now which will say authenticated. Okay, this is it. Now, sorry, Control B to make it smaller. Then we have to go to the main.py. First of all, we can initialize Firebase. And in order to initialize Firebase, we want to make sure our Flutter widget or Flutter has been successfully initialized. And also, we will be using the await within the function. And in order to use the await, we have to use the async over there. And now we can say widget Flutter binding dot ensure initialized. Then we can then say await Firebase Firebase.initialize app. Okay. And now we can get rid of my own page class, get rid of it. And over here, we can use the vendor auth screen. Okay. Give this a hot restart. And let's see. This used to be the default app Flutter had created for us. Okay, it will be gone shortly. Okay, waiting for this. Okay, you can see authenticated, and that is because I've done this behind the scene. And what I will just do is to log out. I've done it behind the scene in order to practice what I'm about to show you. Okay, so instead of having this for now, I can have an elevated button in order to sign out. And okay, first this will say sign out. Okay, Control B to make it wide, and okay, I will just leave it this way for now, and I basically just want to sign out. Now, and in order to sign out, we have to use the await, and in order to use the await, we have to use the async, and then we can say Firebase auth dot instance. Then there is a method known as sign out. Okay, and I'll click on sign out now. Okay, you can see. Okay, now I will hot restart this. This is what you should be seeing because you have not done this before. Okay, so this is the screen you'll be seeing. So you can see how powerful this package is. You can see it's created all the fields. It's created all the fields. And we can just go ahead and click on this in order to create an account. And I will call this Mark 123. mark123 at gmail.com, and the password will be BEEJAYMAC, and confirm password will be BEEJAYMAC. Then I'll click on register. Okay, the account is being registered. Okay, you can see we are now in the sign out screen. Okay, you can see some skill. And we are simply saying if there is no data, it means the user is yet to sign in. Then we want to allow the user to sign in. You can see we are rendering the sign in screen. Else, if there is a user, then we want to take the user to just, I will just change this back to authenticated. So everything is working as we expect and hopefully you understand. And also in our Cloud Firestore, we should have that user. Okay, I think I've deleted a lot of users and you can just go ahead and delete yours also. Sorry, I think authentication. And you can see we have that new user and you can see how powerful the package is.